Hey everyone, welcome back to more Zelda Deluxe 4th quest. And we're going to be heading to the next level of interest, which would be 9-2 in this case. And if you played the second quest, yeah, you're going to see how much of a problem that level is going to be to go through. Well, I guess I might as well spend a little money. Because you only carry 2,500 rupees and I'm about to run out of room at this point. Now 9-2 is in the same spot as it traditionally is located, so no tricks there. And it's going to be the item in that place that I'm going to be interested in. The only problem is, you know it only got 11 hearts, and normally you have 16. You should have 16 hearts when you go in there. Like if you're playing the second quest, it should be maxed out. I mean, it wouldn't be such a big issue if I was at like 14 or 15 hearts. I'd only be a little bit short. But when you only got 11 hearts, that doesn't exactly give you a lot of margin. I guess I might as well clear out some of these screens. I don't think I'm going to clear all these out yet, though. Yeah, I'm just going to clear the screens that are kind of in the path. And this might be a little harder to do just because I don't have a clean edge to go on. And again, just clear out as many enemies as I can. Kind of go on the easiest paths here. Okay, this room might get a little messy, because all these enemies are kind of clumped right next to me. Well, the boomerang is going to be a little bit slower, but if it's safer, I'm more than happy to take that route. And again, 9-2 is in this traditional spot. You just open it with a bomb, so no tricks there. Don't need a super bomb or anything. Okay, so before going into this level, you might actually want to get the magic key, and you'll see why, because there are actually a lot of locks in this place, and unless you buy a whole bunch of extra keys, you're probably not going to have enough keys to get through here. So it's just simplest to get the magic key. Luckily you don't need the whole Triforce to go into level 9, and you'll see why later on. So instead you just get fairies and whatever other stuff in these types of rooms. And actually you're not going to be able to have all the Triforce pieces going into this place. Well, this maybe isn't the safest spot, but, you know, it's better than nothing. At least I can keep the Darknuts out of the equation here. You know, as long as you don't trigger the blocks here, and then you lose your safety. As long as you can keep the water there, that kind of helps you out. Trying to get rid of, like, the biggest threats in this room. Get rid of that one of those Stalfos. All the other stuff is just smaller threats. And then the bats, I can always get refills off of them. So after you get rid of the biggest threats in the room, now you can start going after all the smaller stuff. Oh well, might as well I can get some extra cash this way. Probably don't even need the clock, there aren't even that many bats left. I'm actually taking out enough of them that can't renew enough bats. Well, that clock is a little late there, but oh well. At least I mean, I got rid of all the big stuff already, so really wasn't that big an issue to get through this room. Okay, if you've played the second quest, Deluxe, you'll know what this map looks like, and it's not a very friendly one. It's gonna take a really long time to get through this place. Yeah, luckily any optional rooms you might just leave alone, because if there's nothing in them, why go into those rooms? Yeah, good to get rid of their shields. Makes things a little easier for later on. Get rid of the statues as well. As long as I can keep the two splitter, two super Darknuts kind of separated, you you know, they can't pile up on me. So now I can just kind of separate them and take them out one by one. And not gonna bother with the fairy, since I'm at full health at this point. Luckily this room isn't a pain to go through because of the whispering. So, you know, it's just 3 seconds now. So I'm just gonna kind of walk through that room. Now the nice thing about the Super Bomb, one-hit KO on that Aquamentus, because that's the equivalent of, I believe, 8 regular bombs. So if you want to make your life a little easier, you can do it that way. It's not like I have anything else to spend money on. I might as well just, you know, put that to some use. At least show that off. And a good room for refills, you know, in case you're short on ammo and stuff. Probably can get some good money here. Just kind of wait for the clock to appear. Now this room might be a pain to go through, although it's completely optional. Since there's a locked door below, so you don't have to actually defeat all the enemies in this room. Actually, I don't even think you get anything really useful for doing this, so it might actually be better just to skip this room. Can't really do much of the... They're all crowding the top of the screen here. Okay, at least I'm making a little progress getting rid of some of the enemies. Actually, I already got rid of all the ropes. At least that makes that a little easier. Because actually the Stalfoses aren't actually not that bad to handle. Yeah, you just get a big jar for that. Almost doesn't even look like that's worth the effort. And this room, a couple level 4 land molas, and you can actually just skip this room as well. Again, not really worth your time or effort to really deal with these two. It takes a lot of boomerang hits to start whittling away pieces. I think they have the same endurance as the level 5 one. Luckily they don't do as much damage as the level 5 one. That's any consolation. Oh, got a clock, alright. Take the free pass through this room. Yeah, just 7 bombs. Again, doesn't really look like that's worth the effort. Luckily that's an easy enough room to clear out. Oh, got a free clock, so at least I should be able to move over the spikes. But normally you're just gonna have to run around the room like so. Okay, this room, you know, it might be easiest just to let the bats multiply in the hopes of, you know, upping your chances to get a clock so you can clear out this room. I think the second quest version had mirror robes, you know, which the clock still helps, but then you have to re-enter the room to then get rid of the mirror robes. But here, you can just let the bats multiply, and then so that you can start taking out bats, and again, in the hopes that you can get a clock. I'm kind of in a bad spot here. Although I'm probably going to get enough refills just from the bats here. So I'm not too concerned about health at this point. Still kind of just waiting for the clock to appear, and there it is. Because likely you'll still have a bunch of bats in this room, and so you can get all your refills. See, plenty of hearts right there, so wasn't even concerned. Now you just gotta make sure you keep your eye on the wind robe. So that's very helpful to keep the half tile position. So make sure they don't become a problem. Okay, as long as they're staying on the edge of the screen, that's going to give me an advantage. Makes this room a little bit easier to go through, as long as they don't come down into the center of the room. And just like the original second quest, use your rod on one of the blocks. And unfortunately, it's not the item of the level, because I think this is where the red ring used to be in the second quest, and now it's just a piece of heart. Because I think it was red ring and then fire arrows. So now it's a piece of heart, and then the second item is kind of the one I'm interested in. You actually get a lot of money in this place, because even with buying that super bomb, I'm pretty much still capping out on cash. And just have to keep going. And this can be a real problem. You know, Patra 2. And normally, when you fight this thing, you've got red ring already. Okay, good. Lots of refills. Just drop in the refills there. take whatever I can find. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to be a little bit cautious when you're fighting this thing. No easy way to really attack this Patra 2 because you don't know when it launches its bullets out at you. So just kind of unless you can get yourself cornered on a wall, I guess that would work. I'm getting a lot of refills. Not complaining about the refills here, holy smokes. Lots of hearts and fairies dropping. Well, that made it a lot easier. I don't know how many hearts were dropping there. I got at least one fairy, plus a few hearts. Okay, now you get a little bit of a break going through this next room. Oh, got 4 bombs right there. Pretty much gonna restock there. Okay, so health is not really an issue at this point. Yeah, more wind robes in this room. Yeah, half-tile positioning is very handy to use. Yeah, so similar to the second quest Deluxe, it's a infamous 8x8 grid. So this is I actually can't even get through this place in the first, to put it simply, because, you know, like similar to the second quest, there is a Goma 4, and I obviously can't handle it right now. Yeah, these guys like to pincer you, so they will try to double team, you know, attack from multiple angles, etc. So just try to read it as best as you can. Luckily I got the health to work with this. I got plenty of hearts to work with. Okay, this room's not too difficult. Easiest just to throw your boomerang instead of trying to chase these bats down. And just kind of run along the outside of the room. Okay, this next room, okay, nothing too tricky. And luckily the two little spark bubbles are staying at the top of the screen. Made that a little easier to go through. Oh, kind of got stuck on the top here. Otherwise, a fairly simple room there. Alright, these stairs you don't want to go into, similar to the second quest. It actually warps you. Actually, I think it warped me to the room with that. the purple Goma. So we'll just pass up this room. Alright, now that I have a decent enough outpost to use, I can just kind of start sniping away. Lots of hearts dropping there. And this is where the second item is still located. And yeah, you need 4 reloaded to get to this. And this is where you find your red ring. So all these little detours going in and out of levels, it's all just to pick up this one item. A lot more complicated than getting the purple ring. A lot more work involved to get this. Again, I can't complete this level yet. Not that there's anything worth getting at the end of this. But I actually cannot clear this level because of the Goma 4. Alright, a couple of Superman handlers. Might as well just get as many hits as I can with regular bombs. I'll do as much damage as I can. Unless I get the clock there. Get the free pass through this room. Get most of my bombs back. I'm gonna see. I think there's a wind robe, a room with wind robes coming up, so I can just use that to get myself back to the start. Pretty much maxed out on cash right now. Don't need those bombs. Good on supplies right now. And this room has some wind robes in it, so I'm actually gonna just use this to let it take me back to the start. Don't even care about it. So, because I cannot clear this level because I am missing the correct items to take out that Goma 4, or the purple Goma. But got the red ring, which is kind of all I'm interested in at this point. And now I can actually start going back, doing my scouting, and going back and clearing up the previous levels. I'm probably going to start buying a bunch of super bombs, because you can see I have practically no more room for money because your max capacity is actually 2,500. Okay, so next part, probably gonna do either scouting or start going into earlier levels and taking them out. Let's see. Actually, I might see. Let me see if I can get that one last rupee. Just kind of a LOL moment there. I took them all out. It's kind of amusing. Yeah, you see the max capacity is 2,500 there. Again, I'll probably bite a potion towards the end. Pretty much with the red ring now, I'm not too concerned about most of the stuff out here. It's gonna be doing very little damage, if anything. Actually, one more screen I'm gonna clear out as much as I can on. Yeah, it's very odd to have the red ring with only 11 hearts here. But since I have no Master Sword, and again, way fewer than 16 hearts, gotta compensate in some way, right? So pretty much again capped out at the 2,500 limit. Now most of these enemies don't really scare me anymore because they do so little damage. I kinda got a bunch of them stunned here. I'll clear out a few of these screens for later on. Alright, actually I might end it on the normal side. Okay, so you got the red ring, got some good scouting in 9-2, again, to get the red ring. Pretty much maxed out all my stuff, so I'm probably gonna have to buy, like, super bombs or something just to spend money, because I can't hold any more cash at this point. So next part I'll probably just do more exploring, or start going to some of the earlier levels, like level 6 and 7 and all that. Alright, see you guys later.